Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel Code 369. The course which we are learning is full stack development, and in that full stack development we are learning JavaScript, algorithms and data structures. And today is class 52. The website in which we are learning JavaScript, algorithms and data structures is freecodecamp. It is a self-learning platform, and so far we have completed the thing which we are learning in this DSA JavaScript is basic JavaScript. Okay, the basic JavaScript is the thing which we are learning in this JavaScript course, and so far we have completed understanding string immutability. Up to that we have completed, and you ignore all these tick marks because I have completed all these things before itself, so it is showing tick marks. But in the previous video what we have completed is up to understand string immutability. So what we are going to learn today is use bracket notation to find the nth character in a string. That's it. Okay. Before starting the lesson, what I would like to tell you is this is a self-learning platform. freecodecamp is a self-learning platform, and you can learn by yourself because all the information are given in the website itself. You can read it and you can understand it, because self-learning is the best way of learning. Okay, you will be learning by yourself, so you will be making a lot of thinking in that process, so you will be learning it very better instead of watching the video lectures. So you can be asking, why do I have to watch your video? And it's your wish. Okay, you can learn it by yourself or you can watch my videos. If you cannot understand some concepts, you can come to this video and you can watch it. Okay, then you can understand. Otherwise, if it is easy for you to learn by yourself, just do it. That is also a best way. Okay, so just start the lesson. So start the lesson. Let me delete all this code. Okay, and let me make you understand this concept very easily. First of all, what we will be doing is just declare a variable. For example, let variable otherwise let x equal to a string. Okay, let me save a string in this variable, for example hello. Okay, so what you should be doing is you will be using the index in order to access the nth character in a string. Okay, here you can see find the nth character in a string. Okay, so how to access the nth character in a string? For example, I have to access this e. Okay, I have to access this e. So how to access this? So in order to access the e in the string hello, what I have to do is I will be giving the variable name and I will be using the square brackets, and what I will be doing is I will be giving the number of 1. Okay, so why am I giving the number 1? Okay, this 1 is called as index. Okay, the e is having the index of 1 because always the index of a string starts from 0. So h will be having the index of 0 and e will be having the index of 1. Okay, so let me give h also. For example, I am giving x of 0. Okay, so I have to print this. What I have to do is console.log of x of index 0. Okay, and here I am giving console.log of x of index 1, and you can be seeing the result here. Give semicolon. Here you can see h and e. So what do you understand from this? If I am giving the variable name and I am inserting 0 inside the square brackets, I am accessing the first letter of the string, okay. And if I am using 1 as the index, I will be accessing the second letter of the index. This is called finding the nth character in a string using index, okay, using bracket notation. Okay, I hope you have understood the concept. Let us go to the exercise. So here what I have to do is I have to reset all code, okay, because we deleted these default information. So let us try the exercise now. Let's try to set third letter of last name to equal to the third letter of the last name variable using bracket notation. So here what they have done is they have given a variable and they have inserted a string called Lovelace, and what they are saying is we have to make the third letter of this Lovelace string equal to the variable third letter of last name, okay. So how to do it? Already they have given the variable here, so just we have to insert the bracket here, okay, square bracket. And what number we should be giving in order to access the third letter? We have to give the number of 2, because always the index starts from 0, okay. The first letter will be having the index 0, so the third letter will be having the index of 2. That's it. Now press Ctrl Enter. And then use bracket notation to find the last character in a string, okay. So let us delete this and let us take our own example. I am giving a variable here, for example let variable or let x equal to a string, okay, the same string of hello. There is another way of accessing the character in a string, okay. There is a short way of accessing the last letter of the string. So how to do that? Let me give x of, okay, the variable name and bracket, and I am giving x dot length minus 1, okay. So what is the meaning of length? Length is nothing but the total number of letters in the string, okay. So there are 5 letters here. There are 5 letters here. That is the length of the x variable, okay, the 5 letters. And what if I put x dot length minus 1? That simply denotes 5 minus 1, 4, okay. So I am indirectly saying, let me make it a comment, x of index 4, okay, the value of 4. I am indirectly saying the value of 4, okay. Then what is the index, what is the character that is having the index of 4? O, okay, O, that is the letter that is having the index of 4, and obviously that is the last letter of the string. So this is the way in order to access the last character in a string, okay. You have to give the length, that means the total number of letters minus 1, okay. So it means the index of the last letter, okay, that's it. So let me print it and you will be seeing the letter of O, console.log of, and you are seeing the result as O, okay. Here you can see O. The same thing they have given in the exercise, and let us do it. I am giving reset all code and you have got this, okay. So we have to access the last letter of the Lovelace. So how to do it? They have already given the variable name here. So just we have to insert the square bracket here, and we have to give the length method here. So last name dot length. It means the total number of letters in the last name variable, okay, and minus 1. So why we are giving the index of why we are giving total length minus 1? Because the index always starts from 0, So the first letter index is 0 and the last letter index should be the total number of letters minus 1. That is why we have given like this. Okay. So press Ctrl Enter. Next what we have to see is use bracket notation to find the nth to last character in a string. Okay. So let us see the example from here itself. What they have done is they have given a string stored in a variable and that string is called Augusta, and what they have done here is they are storing third to last letter. Okay, third to last letter. So let us take this example. So just delete this and copy this and paste here, and I am going to print the output console.log of the variable third to last letter. Okay, and you are getting the output of yes. Okay, you are getting the output of yes. So third to last letter, that is what we are accessing. Third to last letter, that is called yes. Okay, the first letter from the last is A, the second letter from the last is T, and the third letter from the last is S. Okay, so how to access from the reverse order? Just what you have to do is the total length minus 3. So if you are giving total length minus 3, that index will be accessing third letter from the last. Okay, so that is what they have done here. I hope you have understood here. So let us go to the exercise, reset, and in the exercise what they have done, what they have said here is second to last letter. Okay, you have to find the second to last letter. So what you have to do is just give last name dot length, it means the total number of letters minus 2. Okay, second letter, you will be accessing the second letter from the last, that means C. Okay, so let us print here what will be happening. Let us see it. Console.log of second to last letter of last name. Okay, and you have got C here. Okay, press Ctrl Enter. And this is called as word blanks. Okay, word blanks. They have given 4 words separately stored in 4 variables. Okay, we have to make a meaningful sentence using these 4 words. So what is the meaningful sentence that we can make? There are 4 words: a dog big ran quickly. And how to make it a meaningful sentence? We can say big dog ran quickly. Okay, we can say big dog ran quickly. So how to make it a complete string sentence and store it in the variable const word blanks? So that is what we are going to see now. So let us delete this. This is not necessary. The first word which should be coming is big. Okay, so just what we have to do is we have to give the variable name here. Okay, my adjective. Okay, and I'm going to add plus and then dog. The variable name is my noun, so I am giving my noun here, my noun, and then plus, and ran quickly. So the verb is my verb and my adverb continuously coming. Okay, my verb plus my adverb. So okay, so let us see the output, how it will be looking. Actually some more changes we have to make, I will be saying it. Okay, you can see big dog ran quickly. Okay, just I have given the variable names here by adding them using the plus. Okay, so you can see big dog ran quickly. So but what is the thing which is missing here is space. Okay, that is what missing here. So how to give space? After the first word, what you have to give is give double quotes and leave a space inside the double quotes. Okay, like this you have to do for all the words. So just copy this, and after the my noun you have to insert space like this and give plus. After the my verb, give space like this, and after my adverb what you have to do is here what they have done is they have given a full stop. So how to give a full stop? At the end you just give plus and give double quotes, and inside of the double quotes you should give full stop. Okay, that's it. Press Ctrl Enter. Next what we are going to see is array concept. Okay, so let me say it very easily. For example, I am declaring 4 variables. Okay, 4 variables. One is x, and another one is y, and another one is z, and another one is, for example, a. Okay, so I am assigning a string for the first variable, string 1, and for the second I am assigning string 2, and for the third I am assigning the string of string 3, and for the fourth variable I am giving the string of string 4. Okay, instead of string we can give a number also. Okay, I am giving a number of 4 or 45. Okay, so you should be giving semicolon, that is the proper way. So what we have done here is I have given string to separate variables. Okay, so there are 3 strings and a number. Okay, we have stored it in separate variables, but what if we store it in a single variable itself? For example, I am giving a variable called let combined. Okay, and I have to store all these 4 variable values into a single variable. So how to do it? In order to do that, what you have to do is you have to use square bracket. Okay, square bracket. So simply what I will be doing is I will be inserting the string inside this, and I will be giving comma. Okay, so the second string, and I will be inserting this and then again comma. So the third string and comma, and at last 45. Okay, so what I have done here is instead of saving separate values in separate variables, what we will be doing is we will be saving multiple values in a single variable itself. So so that is called as array. Array is nothing but storing multiple values in a single variable. Okay, that is what we have done here. So if I am printing this variable, you can see multiple variables, multiple values. Okay, you can see here string 1, string 2, string 3, 45. You can give any type of value, for example true and 45.45 or 55, anything. Okay, any type of value you can give, and you can store it in an array. Okay, array is nothing but a variable by which multiple values are stored. Okay, so reset to the code here. In the exercise, what they have said here is modify the new array my array so that it contains both a string and a number. Okay, so this array should be having both string and a number. So give the string using double quotes and give comma and give number. For example 455, and press Ctrl Enter. Next what we are going to see is nest one array within another array. Okay, and another thing you can see here is nest one array within another array. So far what we have seen is we will be using a single array and we will be inserting some values, for example string or number or boolean or anything. But what thing which we can also do is we can insert an array itself in an array. Okay, you can see in this example. Okay, what they have done here is they have inserted two arrays inside an array itself. Okay, for example, I am deleting this, I am giving let x equal to a array. Okay, so how to declare an array? Use square bracket, and I am going to declare another two arrays inside the array itself. Okay, so give two square brackets inside the square bracket. So I am going to declare some values 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8. Okay. So what I have done here is I have saved multiple values in an array 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8. These multiple values in another array. So there are two arrays, and what I have done is I have stored the two arrays in a single array. Okay, this is called nesting. I have nested two arrays in a single array. Nest is nothing but making a thing stored in another thing. Okay, nest is nothing but living. These two arrays are living inside another array. Okay, that's it. So I hope you have understood. Let me reset all code. Create a nested array called myArray. Okay, so what they have done is, what they have said here is we have to nest. We have to nest some arrays inside another array. Okay, so the same thing, for example 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8. Press Ctrl Enter. And then what we are going to do is we have to access the element of the array. Okay, so how to do it? For example, they have given const myArray equal to 50, 60, 70. So what we have to do in order to access the element of this array? For example, I have to access the 50. Okay, I have to access this number 50. So how to access this? The same way what we have done for the string. Okay, we have to use the index. For example, I am giving the variable name and I am using square brackets and I am putting 0. So what does it mean? The index 0 of the variable myArray. So the index 0 is nothing but the first element. Okay, so if I am printing it, it will be showing the value of 50. Console.log of 0. Okay, console.log of myArray of index 0. So you can see the value of 50. So what if I am changing the index value as 3? So there is no index of 3 because it is fourth element. If I am giving an index of 2, it will be 70 because the 0th index will be accessing the first element. So the second index will be accessing the third element. Okay, because the index will be always starting from 0. So it will be accessing the element 70. Okay, so let us go to the exercise now. Create a variable called myData. So what they have done here is they have said us to create a variable called myData and set it equal to the first value of myArray. Okay, the first value of myArray. So I have to give the variable name, and what I have to do in order to access the first variable, I have to give the index of 0. That's it. Press Ctrl Enter. Next what we have to do is modify array data with indexes. Okay. Modify array data with indexes. So using index we can modify the data. Okay, for example, they have given 18 as the first element, but I can change the value of the first element. So how to change the value of 18 to some other value? So just I have to use the index. For example, I am giving the I am giving the variable name and I am going to give the index of 0. So what does it mean? The index of 0 will mean the number of 18, okay, the value of 18. But what I am going to do is I am going to give different value equal to 75, okay. So I am going to print this. I am going to print the whole variable console.log of my array, and you will be seeing the first value will be changing. For example, here you can see 75, 64, 99. Instead of 18, the value has got changed to 75. So how did I do it? I just gave the variable name and I gave the index of that particular value. For example, if I have to change the value of 18, I have to give the index of 0. If I have to change the value of 64, I have to change the value of index to 1, okay, and I have to give the value what I like, okay, what I want to. So that's it. Like that we have changed. So let us go to the exercise. Modify the data stored at index of 0 to the value of 45, okay. So we have to change the value of index 0. So I am giving my array of index 0. So what does it mean? The value of 18, okay. Here you can see the index of 0 will be 18. So I am changing that value to 45. That is what they have given in the exercise. Give 45, press Ctrl Enter. Then what we are going to do is we have to access multidimensional array with indexes. Okay. So far what you have seen is, for example, I am creating an array and I am storing values of 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is what you have seen. So what I have to do in order to access the value of 2? Just I have to give the array of index 1, okay, index 1. So index of 1 is nothing but the second element of the array. Like that I can access this array, okay. Just I am printing this console.log of arr of index 1. So the output will be 2, okay. I have accessed the 2. But what if there are arrays stored in an array? For example, I am making it an array and I am giving another array, okay, 4, 5, 6, okay. So here you can see what has happened here is the same thing. Array of index 1 now has changed to 4, 5, 6, okay. Array of index 1 now it has changed to 4, 5, 6. It means the second array. So what you can understand from this is, if you have to access the first array, you have to give the index of 0, okay. Let me change it to index 0. So you will be getting the output of 1, 2, 3. So if you have to access the second array of the array, you have to give the index 1. Okay, it has changed to 4, 5, 6. That is fine, okay, that all these things we know. But what if I have to access the second element of the first array? Okay, let's make it easier, okay. What if I have to access the first element of the first array, okay, first element of the first array. So if I have to access the first array, what I have to do is I have to give index 0, okay. Let us take this out. This is little bit making it confusing. So what if I have to access the first array of the first array of the whole array. I have to just give index 0. So what if I have to access this 1, okay, the first element of the first array. So what I have to do is I have to use another square bracket and I have to give 0, because this just means that 0 0 just means that the first 0 means the first array of this whole array, okay, and the second 0 means the first element of this subarray, okay, that's it. I hope you have understood it. Just I am resetting my code. Using bracket notation, select an element from my array such that my data is equal to 8. Okay, what they have said here is we have to access this number 8 using the array index, okay. So just reset this. So 8 is situated in, stored in which array? It is stored in the third subarray of the whole array, okay. It is stored in the third array of the whole subarray. So the third subarray will be having the index of 2, okay. And inside this array, what is the place of the 8? Second place, okay. So the second place will be having the index of 1. That's it. Press Ctrl Enter. The next what we are going to see is manipulate arrays with push, okay. We will be seeing what is the use of push method. So let us take the example from here. I am just copying this and pasting it, and let me print the variable now. Console dot log of arr1, okay. So you can see the output as 1 2 3 4. So what happened here is we have declared a variable and we have stored an array in that variable, okay, and that array is having 1 2 3 as the value. Then what we have done is we have given the variable name and we have used dot push of 4, okay. So what will be happening is when you are using push, okay, when you are using the push, the value which you are giving will be stored at the last, okay. That is what happened here. There is 1 2 3 and when I am pushing the value of 4, it will be stored at the last. You can see in the output, okay, 1 2 3 4. That is the work of the push method. So let us do the exercise now. Push dog and 3, and that is an array actually, on to the end of the my array, okay. To the end of the my array, what I have to do is I have to insert an array which is having the value of dog and 3, okay. So what I have to do is I have to give the variable name and give dot push of, just copy this array, okay, and just push it. So what will be happening is it will be stored at the last of the my array variable, okay. And you can see the output here, dog 3 is stored at the last. That's it. And another thing which we are going to do is pop method, okay. We are seeing pop method, pop function or method, okay, you can call it with any name. So what is the use of pop? So what I am going to do is I am just copying this and this whole thing, okay, this whole thing, and I am going to paste it here. So what you are having is, you are having a variable and you have stored 3 values in an array 1, 4, 6. Okay, and what you are doing here is, on that variable you have given pop method. Okay, 3arr dot pop. Okay, you have done like that. So let me delete this whole thing. Delete. Okay, let me print it. Console.log of 3arr.pop, and you will be having the value of 6. So how 6 comes? In the previous challenge we have added the value to the last, that is push method. Okay, but pop method is the opposite of that. When you are using the pop method, it will be removing the value from the last. So what is the last value here? 6. Okay, and the pop method will be removing that last value of 6. Okay, but one more thing is that not only removing it, it will be using it. For example, when we store it in an variable, for example const stored equal to, and when I am printing this console.log of stored, you can see the value 6. Okay, so when you are using pop method, it will be removing the value from the last, and also when I am using this pop method, when I am storing this pop method in another variable, the last element will be stored in that particular variable. Okay, so the 6 is stored in this particular variable, so that is called pop method. Pop method is used to remove the element of the variable or array or anything, and it will be using that in the another variable. Okay, that's it. So let us do exercise. You will be easily understanding it. Use the pop function to remove the last item from the my array. So what they have said is, we have to remove the last item of the my array. So how to do it? We have to give the variable name and give dot pop. Okay, and assign the popped off value to a new variable. So what is the meaning of popped off variable? So what is the meaning of the popped off value? Popped off value is nothing but the value which is removed from the last. Okay, so the cat and 2, that is what the array, that is the array which is removed. So they have told us to save it in another variable. So give const removed from my array and give equal to. So now what will be happening is, the last value which was removed from my array using pop method will be now stored to the removed from my array variable. Okay, so when I am printing this console.log of removed from my array, you will be getting the output of cat and 2. That's it. Press Ctrl Enter. Now what we are going to see is shift method. Okay, shift method. Here you can see pop always removes the last element of an array. What if you want to remove the first? Okay, the same thing like pop method, but it will be removing the first value. Okay, and not the last value. So it is very easy like pop method, the same like pop method, but removing the first value and using it in another variable. That's it. So go to the exercise, use the shift method function to remove the first item from my array. So we have to remove the first item from my array. So what we have to give is, we have to give shift method, and what if we have to store it in another variable? Just give equal to and give the new variable name. So I am giving const removed from my array. Okay, Now the first array here, John and 23, will be removed and it will be stored in const removed from my array. Okay. So let us print it and you will be getting the output of John and 23. Just copy this array, just copy this and you are getting John and 23. That's it. Press Ctrl Enter. Now we are seeing unshift. Okay. Shift is nothing but removing the first value from the variable. So unshift is nothing but the opposite of shift. Now we are adding the value, now we are adding some value to the first. Okay. So let us go to the exercise. Add Paul 35 to the beginning of the myArray variable using unshift. Okay. So let me give myArray dot unshift and we have to give the value of Paul and 35. So just copy this. So what will be happening is myArray will be having a new value of Paul and 35 at the beginning. Okay. And another thing you have to consider is in the previous line they have used a shift method. So what is the use of shift method? It will be removing the first value. So John and 23 will be removed and when we are using unshift this value is going to the first, Paul and 35. So now the myArray will be having Paul and 35 as the first value and dog 3 as the second value. Okay. So let me give my array and you are seeing Paul 35 as the first value, dog 3 as the second value. Control Enter. Next what they are saying is create a shopping list in the variable myList. Okay. They have given a variable myList. Actually this is an array. The list should be a multi-dimensional array containing several subarrays. Okay. It means that arrays, multiple arrays should be nested inside this array. Okay. The first element in each subarray should contain a string with the name of the item. The second element should be a number representing the quantity, all these things. Okay. So let us try and go to this line. There should be at least 5 subarrays in the list. Okay. So what does it mean? This array should be having 5 arrays inside it. Okay. So I am giving the first array, comma, second array, comma, third array, comma, fourth array, and comma, fifth array. So now you can see 5 subarrays are stored inside an array. And let us come to this line. The first element in each subarray should containing a string with the name of the item. Okay. For example, here you can see item name. For chocolate bar is an item name, and the second element should be representing how many chocolates. Okay. So like this you have to give 5 item names as the first element and quantity of the items in the second element. Okay, that's it. So let me give first as apple and give comma and give the amount of apples, quantity of apples. For example 45, and I am giving oranges and quantity as 55 and giving pineapple and giving the quantity as 67 and another peanut as 67 and red and grapes as 55. Okay, that's it. Press Ctrl Enter and now you can see the output also. Okay, let me give the output console.log of my list. and you can see the output here. Okay, apple 45, oranges 55, pineapple 67, like that. Press Ctrl Enter. Write reusable JavaScript with functions. So now we are entering into a new concept called function. So let me give the basic architecture of a function. Okay. So far what we have seen is, we have seen a variable. For example, I am giving let x equal to 10. Okay. So let is a keyword that is representing that x is a variable. Okay. Let is a keyword that is representing x is a variable. Instead of let, we can use var or variable also, and also const. Okay. So these are all representing that x is a variable. So how can we represent something as a function? At starting itself, we have to give function keyword. Okay. So if I am using the function as the first word, then what I am going to do is going to be a function. Okay. So I am giving function name as x. Okay. And I am going to give open and close brackets. So what does it mean? If I am giving function as the keyword at the first, then this x is going to be represented as a function. Okay, it can be called as a function, and I am going to give curly braces. So this is the basic architecture of a function. Okay, a function should be starting with function keyword, and the second thing should be the name of the function, and it can be anything. For example, any function name. Okay, and it should be having open and close brackets and curly braces. That's it. This is called the architecture of the function. And what they have done here is, they have given console.log of hello world. I am copying it and I am giving it here. So inside the curly braces, that is what the operation that has to be performed. Okay, if I am giving console.log of hello world, that is the operation that has to be performed by this function, any function name. Okay, so how to perform that operation? So in order to perform that operation, what we have to do is, we have to give the function name. Our function name is any function name, and we have to give open and close brackets, and you can see the output as hello world. Okay, so when I am giving the function name and I am giving open and close brackets, this will be performing the operation of console.log of hello world. Okay, instead of this, what I can do is, okay, let us see it in the upcoming classes. Okay, now just know it. If I am giving console.log of hello world inside the function, and when I am giving the function name and open and close brackets, it will be displaying the hello world. Okay, that itself is enough. So why do we have to use this function name? Instead of giving function and inserting console.log of hello world, I can directly insert console.log of, for example, hello universe. Okay, so this is the same thing like function. Okay, instead of writing code, this much of code like this, I can simply give console.log of hello universe. Okay, the process will be same, the output will be same. So why am I using function? The reason is that we can reuse this code any number of times. For example, if I am calling this function, actually calling the function is nothing but making the function working. Okay, this is just a code, but when I am doing code like this, giving the function name and open and close brackets, this is called calling the function. Okay, making the function work, that is called calling the function. So when I am just copying this for n number of times, I am just calling the function for n number of times. what will be happening is you can see many hello world here. Okay, so this is called reusability of the code. Instead of writing every time console.log of hello universe or hello world, I can simply call the function. Okay, it will be displaying the message. That's it. Okay, any number of times you call the function, it will be displaying the message. So reusability is the concept here. But if you do not use function here, I am just writing the code every time like this, console.log of hello universe, console.log of hello universe. So this is a tedious process. It will be taking much time. Okay, every time we have to write this code. But instead of writing this code like this, we can simply call the function name. It will be showing the output. That's it. This is the use of function. So just delete this, all these code, and go to the exercise. Create a function called reusable function. So give the function keyword here and give the function name, reusable function. Okay, and give open and close brackets and give curly braces. Okay, create a function called reusable function which prints the string hi world to the dev console. Okay, so it has to be performing the operation of printing the message hi world. So I have to give console.log of hi world. Okay, inside the function, and calling the function simply means give the function name and give open and close brackets, and it will be performing this operation now. Okay, so you can give it any number of times. Okay, calling the function, and it will be displaying the message. So just press Ctrl Enter. Next, passing values to functions with argument. Okay, this is very simple. Just give keyword, function keyword, and give function name. For example, addition, and I'm going to, okay, this is okay, and what I am going to do is I am going to give two variable names here. For example, I am creating a variable x and y here. Okay, and what I am going to do is I am going to print the message of console.log of x plus y. Okay, and then I am calling the function addition. Okay, then what I am going to do is I am going to give 4, 5. So what does that mean? I have given two variable names here, x and y, and this is called as parameters. Okay, parameters, and x and y is nothing but variables which will be storing the values. And when I am calling this function here, I will be giving 4, 5. So it means that the x value is 4 and the y value is 5. Okay, so this x will be taking the value of 4 and y will be taking the value of 5. So when I am printing the message of x plus y, it will be adding the 4 and 5, and it will be displaying the message of 9. Okay, that's it. So it simply means x and y are parameters. Okay, just remember this name, parameters. And when I am calling the function and give the values, the x and y will be taking the values and it will be performing the operation. That's it. So what they have given is create a function called function with args. Okay, so change the function name, function with args, which accepts two arguments. Okay, and outputs their sum to the dev console. You can call it as a parameter or argument. Okay, argument is nothing but the value which is given to the parameter. X and y are parameters and 4 and 5 are arguments. Okay, that accepts two arguments and outputs their sum to the dev console. Okay, in the console.log of, what you have to do is you have to add the two arguments. Okay, parameters. Parameters is nothing but the variable and argument is nothing but the value. So we have to add the two arguments 4 and 5. That is what we have done here. Okay, press Ctrl Enter. So we have to change the function name here, function with args. Okay, that is how we have to call it. Press Ctrl Enter. Next, go with this example. Okay, I'm just copying it and pasting it. So simple. Just delete this. They have written a function, okay, using function keyword and function name +3 and a parameter called a num. Okay, and they have used a new word called return, and we will be seeing it. And the operation which is performed here is num +3. Okay, the value which is given to the num is 5. So what will be the output? The num will be 5, so 5 plus 3, 8. So what is the use of return? Return is nothing but, okay, return is nothing but, when I am giving return num +3, it will be returning that value. Okay, whenever I call the function and give the value to it, it will be returning the value of 8. Okay, 5 plus 3, 8. So what is the value? What is the use of returning a value? We can simply use it in another variable. For example, const another variable. Okay. So what will be happening is, when I am calling this function with value 5, it will be returning the value of 8. Okay. So when this function is returning the value of 8, we can store it in another variable. Okay, that is the use of this. So let me print this console.log of another variable, and you will be seeing the output of 8. Okay, so that's it. So that is the usage of return. Whenever a function returns something, it can be used for another, okay, another operation or anything. Okay, that's it. Delete this. Go to our exercise, create a function times 5. Okay, give function and give the function name times 5 that accepts one argument. So give one argument and give curly braces, multiplies it by 5. Okay, so that one argument should be multiplied by 5 and returns the new value. So we have to use the return keyword here. Okay, so the function will be accepting one value, and that one value should be multiplied by 5 and it should be returned. Okay, so whenever I am calling this times 5 function with some value, for example 5, it will be returning the value of 25. Okay, and what I can do with that value, I can store it in another variable. For example, const another variable equal to times 5. So I am printing it, console.log of another variable, and you will be having the output of 25. Okay, so they have just told us to return the value, so storing it in another variable is not necessary here. So delete this, press Ctrl Enter. Next, the topic is global scope and functions. Okay, Now what we are going to see next is, actually I have erased all these code. Okay, this is the default code, and I'm going to be erasing all these things in order to explain the concepts. In this exercise, if you are reading everything, you will get confused. Okay, all these things, if you are reading all these things, you will be getting confused, but I will be making you clear very easily, okay, by teaching you simply. For example, I am creating curly braces. Okay, I am creating curly braces. Now I am declaring a variable called var x, okay, equal to 5. I have given keyword of var, okay, var x equal to 5, and I am just displaying the variable x. Okay, so you will be getting the output of 5, and I am moving the console.log outside the curly braces. Now also you are getting the output of 5, but when I am changing this var keyword to let, what will be happening is, you can see reference error, x is not defined. Okay, so when I am declaring a variable using let inside the curly brace, okay, inside the curly brace, and when I am displaying the message of variable x outside the curly brace, the message cannot be displayed. Okay, and when I use const, now also the x variable will not be displayed. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that, let me give comment, it means that whenever you are declaring a variable inside a block, okay, block means that curly braces with let or const keyword, that variable cannot be used or accessed, okay, outside the curly braces. That is the definition. Okay, you can read it and you can understand it. But when I am using var keyword here, I can use the x variable outside the block also. For example, I am giving console.log of x into 5, and you will be getting the output of 25. Okay, here you can see the output. But when I am using let or const, x cannot be used outside, accessed outside. Okay, you can see this x is not highlighted now. Okay, it is blur now. You can understand like this. So whenever you are declaring, and this curly brace can be coming in anything. For example, function. In function we will be writing within the curly braces, and for loop. Okay, we have not seen for loop now, but in for loop we will be using curly braces, and if else, okay, in that also we will be using curly braces. So just understand that whenever you are declaring a variable inside the curly braces with const or let, that cannot be accessed outside. Okay, it can be accessed within the block only. For example, I can use x inside the block. Okay, let me take this console.log inside the block, and you will be seeing the output of 25 here. Okay, so using only the keyword of var, you can use the variable outside the block. Okay, so if you are using let or const keyword, it cannot be accessed, and that is called as local scope. Okay, if some code cannot be used, if some variable cannot be used outside the block, it will be called as local scope. Okay, but if it can be accessed outside the block, it can be called as global scope. Okay, that is called global scope. You can see here global scope. So when you are declaring, a variable using var, okay, this variable will be called as global scope, okay, global scope variable. And the same for when you are declaring with let or const inside the block, it will be called as local scope because it cannot be accessed outside the block, okay, curly braces, that's what. So this is called as global scope and local scope, and you don't, if you are reading it, it will be confused, okay. So just understand this itself is enough what I have taught you here, okay. So just delete this, all these things. In the following exercises you can be easily understanding what is local scope and global scope, okay. So just in order to complete this exercise we have to follow this code, okay. Using let or const to declare a global variable named myGlobal outside of any function, okay. So outside this function, what we have to do is using let, we have to declare myGlobal variable outside of any function and initialize it with the value of 10, okay. Inside function fun1 assign 5 to global scope, okay. Oops global without var or let keyword, okay, or const. So just give oops global equal to 5, okay, press Ctrl enter. And now it comes to local scope, and the same thing which I have told you, okay. Just delete this and take this example, okay, just paste it here. And when I am removing this console.log, okay, here what they have done is inside the block, okay, inside the curly braces, they have declared the variable using const and have value of foo, and they have printed the message inside the curly braces. So the message is displayed here, but when they have moved it to outside, okay, when they have moved it to outside, that loc variable cannot be accessed now, okay, that is called a local scope variable. So here LOC is called as local scope variable, that's it. Reset all code. So what they have told here is the editor has two console.logs to help you see what is happening. Check the console as you code it. Declare a local scope variable myvar inside my local scope and run the test. So here we have to declare a variable, declare a local variable myvar. For example, if it has to be a local variable, we have to use let or const, okay, but if we are using var keyword, it will be considered as global scope, okay, it can be outside, it can be accessed outside. So give let or const keyword and give my local scope, sorry, myvar, and that's it. I have declared the variable, and here what they have, and here what they told us, here what they have told us, they have given two console.logs inside the block and also outside the block, and see the difference, that is what they have told here. So what you have to do is, in the first console.log, what they told is the my local scope is undefined. So it means that there is no value assigned to it. So I am giving a value, my var equal to 5. So inside my local scope 5, now the value is coming out. Okay, the 5 is displayed here. But when it is displayed outside using console, it is showing that my var is not defined, reference error. Okay, this is showing an error. That is what I told. If you are using let or const inside the block, it cannot be accessed outside. Okay, here this cannot be accessed, this cannot be accessing the my var variable. Okay, that's it. Press Ctrl Enter. And here another exercise for global and local scope, but this is little bit different. Okay, so far what we have seen is, if we are using let and const inside the block, it cannot be accessed outside. Okay, but what they have done here is, no, actually what they have done here is, no, it is not like that. Just see here. Okay, just delete all these code and I will be explaining you in a very clear way. Okay, just copy this code. Okay, just copy this code and the message here. Okay, here. Okay, just copy this message also and give it as a comment. So what they have done here is, outside the block, okay, outside the block, they have declared somewhere, okay, using const, and they have given value of hat. And also inside the block, they have declared somewhere variable using const, and they have given the value of head. Okay, and what they have done here is, they have returned the variable somewhere. So here the confusion arises. For example, outside also we have given a value and inside the block also we have given the value. So what is the value that will be returned? So what they are saying is, the function will return the string head, okay, inside the block, the value which is given inside the block. Okay, so whenever you are returning the variable inside the block, it will be returning the value which is given inside the block. Okay, and it will not be taking the value which is outside the block. For example, we will be creating a variable. Okay, for example, var result equal to, I am storing the value which will be returned from this function. Okay, so how to make it stored? Give the function. Okay, call the function now, my fun, and let me print the result. Okay, result variable, and you are seeing the output as head. Okay, var result equal to my fun. I am calling this function, so it will be returning the value of somewhere variable and it will be stored in the result. Okay, so I am displaying the message of console.log of result. So now you can understand, when you are returning somewhere inside the block, it will be accessing the value which is inside the block. Okay, and it will not be taking the value of outside the block. But let me directly print somewhere variable outside. Okay, console.log of somewhere. Okay, and you are seeing hat. Okay, so why hat is displayed here? As const is declared, as the variable is declared using const inside the block, it cannot be accessed outside. Okay, so this head will not be displayed. Okay, so when I am printing the variable somewhere outside the block, it will be accessing this somewhere, okay, and it will not be accessing the somewhere inside the block, okay, because when you are declaring with the const or let keyword, this somewhere cannot be accessed outside the block. That is what local scope, okay. But this somewhere is declared outside using const. It is not mandatory in order to declare it const or let or var, okay. Whatever keyword you use outside the block will be a local scope. That's it. So whatever keyword it can be, but when it is declared outside the block, it can be accessed anywhere. But when it is declared inside the block, it is considered as local scope or global scope, okay. It depends on the keyword let or const or var, okay. It difference it it gets differentiated according to the variable name, okay. But when I am using const instead of const, when I am using var, what will be the output? Actually the same output. So that's it. When I am talking more about this, it will be making you getting confused. So go ahead, complete this. I hope you have understood it. Local scope and global scope. When you are declaring a variable inside the block with let or const, it cannot be accessed outside, okay. That is what I have said now. So just remember that is enough. Add a now reset all code. Add a local variable to my outfit function to override the value of outwear with the string sweater. So what they have said here is add a local scope variable to my outfit, okay. So in order to be a local scope, we can use let or const and give the my outfit equal to override the value of outerwear, okay. We have to change the value. Here it is t-shirt, so we can give pant, okay, or anything. Sorry, I have given it outfit and it should be outerwear, okay. Press Ctrl Enter. Oh, the value should be sweater, okay. Sorry. Sweater. Press Ctrl Enter. Next, understanding undefined value returned from a function, okay. Undefined value. So then what we can see is this, you can read this statement, okay, by yourself, okay. So whenever what it says is whenever a function is not using the return statement, okay, the result from it will be considered as undefined, okay. So what they have done is they have assigned the value sum equal to 0, and inside the function they have added the sum with the num, okay. For example, num can be anything. It depends upon the value which is given as the argument, okay. But when the function is called, the result of the sum variable will not be changed, okay, because this function is not having the return statement. So this function will not giving any result, okay. This is just idle. This function is useless now because it is not returning any value, okay. So let us see it with the example. given in the exercise itself. Okay, create a function add 5 without any arguments. Okay, function add 5 without any arguments. So leave this bracket empty and give curly braces. This function adds 5 to the sum variable. So sum will be added by 5. So sum plus equal to 5 plus equal to 5. Okay, sum plus equal to 5. But its returned value is undefined. Here we don't give any return value. Okay, here we do not use any return keyword. Okay, just delete this return. We will see the difference now. For example, add 5. Okay, here they have called the function add 5, and I am going to be storing the result in another variable. For example, where result equal to add 5. Okay, and I am going to be displaying this variable result, but what you are getting is undefined. Okay, undefined is nothing but there is no value given. Okay, you do not get any value from this function, but you should be getting the value of sum plus equal to 5. For example, let sum equal to 0. So 0 plus 5, the result should be 5. But you are not getting any result because you are not using return keyword. Okay, if you are not using return keyword, this function will not be giving you any result. Okay, so give return statement and you will be seeing the result of 8. So how 8 comes? Here they have added 0 plus 3 to the sum. So now the sum has become 3, and here 3 plus 5 equal to 8. So the value has got as 8. Okay, so we should be using return statement, return keyword in order to get result from the function. Okay, in order to use the function. Okay, in simple words, in order to use the function you have to use return. Okay, that's it. Now remove the return. So that is what given in the exercise. Press Ctrl Enter. Assignment with a returned value. Okay, now we will be using a returned value. For example, call the process args function with an argument of 7 and assign its return value to the variable processed. Okay, so what they have told here is call the process arg function. Okay, so this is called as calling the function. Already we saw in the previous exercises itself. Function with an argument of 7. So give 7 as the argument. So this num will be getting the value of 7. So what will be the value here? 7 plus 3 equal to 10. 10 by 5 equal to 2. Okay. So this function will be giving the output of 2. Okay. And this result should be assigned to a variable processed. Okay, so give where processed equal to process arg, and let me display the message now. Console.log of processed, and you will be getting the output of 2. Console.log of processed. So what is the problem here? So processor is already declared here, so we should not declare it again. Okay, so just delete this and you will be getting the output of 2. But when I am not using this return keyword, the result will be undefined. Okay, that is what we saw in the previous exercise. So use a return statement. Press Ctrl Enter, go ahead. So far we have completed a lot of exercises, and the next exercise will be stand in line. And I would like to conclude this video, and in the upcoming videos we will be seeing the upcoming exercises, okay, starting from the stand in line. The stand in line will be covered from the last videos, from the upcoming videos. So that's it, my friends. Thank you for watching my videos, and thank you for supporting me, and always please remember to subscribe me. Thank you. Let me conclude this video.